Hi everyone. I have a document to show you today. And this came with it, and it came from Beck Stamp Auctions, Mesa, Arizona. This is not the one that I bought it from, I don't think. It has a value of $25 to $30 according to them. It says 1942 Nazi printed document in blue with Nazi swastika in upper left corner and ends with Heil Hitler. And it tells you what the heading is, which I can't pronounce, and it says still don't know what they are, and then they crossed out something, and it says very official in appearance. Okay, so the guy that I bought it from didn't really know what it was either. Thought it was a worker document, possibly a work permit. Well, here is the document. So you can read what it says. The name is Richard Dietler, I think, on it. Richard Dietler. Okay, and the bottom shows that it was printed in 42. And the only thing I can pick out there is grouping, which would be, I believe, group number. And then I'm going to try to get this up here where you can read it. So you can either pause this. I'll try to hold it still here. It's hard. So you might want to pause the video so you can read that if you can read German. If anyone can translate that for me, let me know what it is. I would be very grateful. And then here's what the rest of it says. Reichsmark 225. And it has a date. And then below that is Heil Hitler and a signature. And I had to go to my expert on items from this era, German items, and that was Trenchblade. And he told me that it's a German Labor Front Strength Through Joy document, and that was a Nazi worker leisure organization. So I knew this was going to be a good item, even though I couldn't say exactly what it was myself. I knew it was going to be good. So I bid on it. And actually, I guess no one else bid on it because they didn't know what it was. But thanks to my good friend, Ryan, he was able to let me know what this is, and hopefully he can tell me more about what it says on it. So I did look that up, and I got some information here. And this says Life in Nazi Germany from 33 through 39, and it talks about leisure time. And then it talks about how Hitler and the Nazi Party aimed to control every part of a person's life, even included their free time. And it says a huge party organization called Strength Through Joy, known as the KDF, Kraft Durch Freund, and that is right here. You can see that right there. It was run by Dr. Robert Ley, the leader of the German Labor Front. So he worked out that there are 8,760 hours in a year, and said the average German spends 1/3 of the time sleeping and 1/4 of the time at work, and calculated there were 3,740 hours of free time. So they wanted to make sure that all this free time was not wasted, and he didn't want people to become bored and frustrated with their free time. So they come up with this, and it actually was a program that if you belong to the German Labor Front, you had to participate in this. It wasn't optional. And I believe if you belong to the Nazi Party, you had to participate. This was not optional. It says they planned provided workers with cheap holidays and had ships built and cruises. It says most workers could afford the cruise, but only loyal, hardworking Nazi Party members were given places on the cruise ship. Okay, basically, this was a way of how could I put it? Keeping the masses happy. Actually, they wanted to fill everyone's free time with things that they wanted them to do, because they didn't want them to sit around and think that maybe they should not be participating in the Nazi Party or supporting it. So you see what their plan was. So it goes on to talk about how they entertain people. It says most forms of entertainment were controlled by the KDF. 7 million people took part in sports matches each year, and there were mass outings to theaters and opera. The KDF had its own orchestra, which toured the country. It visited and played music in areas where orchestras did not usually go. They actually brought this stuff to the masses, to the common people, and in a way, it's a form of populism, isn't it? So, okay, then it says the Volkswagen. They're going on here about the Volkswagen and how Hitler thought that common people should be able to buy a car. And at this time, only the richest people could afford a car. So he, supposedly, he came up with a prototype for the Volkswagen Beetle, although it says that it was suspected that Hitler discovered that the guy that actually came up with it, an Austrian engineer named Gans, that he was Jewish, and his designs were then taken away, and Hitler's version became the official version. So it says that the price of a Beetle was set at 990 marks and equal to 35 weeks of wages. To help a worker buy a car, Dr. Ley started a hire purchase scheme. Workers paid 5 marks a week until 750 marks were in the bank. Then they were given an order number entitling them to a car as soon as it was made. But no customer ever received their car. Even though workers paid millions of marks into this scheme, the Volkswagen factory was turned into a weapons factory as soon as the Second World War started in 1939. Okay, so basically they all got cheated out of their money. And it says, as can be seen from this worksheet, the Nazis believed very strongly in Strength Through Joy program. After the Depression, it gave Germans further reasons to be proud of with Hitler's new Germany. The Nazis controlled leisure time, making sure that those who helped Nazi Germany were those that got all the benefits. There was no such program for those who were not part of the Nazi regime. So this is basically, from what I can gather, it's a receipt showing that this guy had either earned or paid in 225 marks to this program. And I'm hoping that someone can tell me a little more about which program this was a part of. Possibly even part of that car buying scheme, but I don't think so, because this was 1942. Evidently was still going on. It does say VW on the front, though. So this really makes me wonder, was this the Volkswagen number? VW 1037. So guys, tell me, my German-speaking friends, or if you can understand or read it, would this have been the document meant to go towards a Volkswagen VW? This is very cool. So that's it for today. I do have a few more things. I'm not sure if I'll get the video made today or not. This is Tracking Treasures, hoping you have a good day.